I clicked the recording button.
Someone say a slur.
Jeez, I thought we were safe because Yannick wasn't here. Now I have to relearn how to play this video game because I've never played it on, keyboard. I don't know what my speed... Oh, I just lost. No wonder there was a suspend state. How do I tell it to not give me the game over screen anymore? Got it. That's the correct button. What's my speed up? So, start talking about your game while I figure this out. Sir?
Why? Why would I ever do that?
I don't know, to fill the silence. We have
I mean,
to
I'm labbing. There isn't really much,
explain what you're trying to lab or do, or...
it's kind of hard to do that when I'm the only one who can see the game.
That is a rather valid point.
It's also like I'm labbing. I'm kind of putting all my focus into this.
Okay, so we send La Rochelle to take out the archer. Then we send Molder the Beast to take out these guys. Lovely stuff. Then I think we have you hide right here. Wow, Molder's like kind of close to 2 KOing the armor knight. I need to give him a steel lance. Fury, do you think it's a good idea for me to explain how this video game works? Also,
For who?
2% crit. Assassins have cool crit animations. So, have I ever explained why some units will attack twice and others won't? I'll take that as a no.
I have no idea what you said. Sorry.
Explained why some units attack twice, other units don't attack twice, and why... Well, I assume it's obvious why I want to attack twice and I don't want my opponent to attack twice. But, basically, the formula for it all is... I think it's this button. No, it's this button. You look at their speed, and if you, I think it's like 3 higher if your attack speed or like your real speed, this is what you start out with, is 3 higher than the opponent's speed, then you attack twice. But your weapons change your real speed with their weight. So like Iron Sword is weight 5, Armor Slayer is weight 11. Since so it's Constitution minus weight is the penalty applied to your speed. So I have a Constitution of 6, so I don't take any penalty from using an Iron Sword, but from an Armor Slayer, I lose 5 speed, so I'm effectively at 15 speed. So I'd only double attack units with 12 speed. Which is why, what's his bucket? This guy. He's got 13 speed. Great. Double attack with an Iron Sword. Don't double attack with the Armor Slayer. Speed also affects your avoid, so if I go to an Armor Slayer, I have 10 less avoid. And, some weapons are ridiculously heavy. Like, really heavy. Like, the Armor Slayer is kind of that. But, like, there's some axes that are really heavy. And Molder has 14 Constitution. So, he, in fact, doesn't get weighed down from using a Steel Lance. So, because he's accurate enough, he effectively gets just like 3 more damage with a Steel Lance or a Iron Lance.
Can you at least stream the game so I can see what you're doing?
I forgot to stream the game.
You did indeed.
I'm
That's why
so
that's why I haven't
sorry.
been commentating.
I'm so sorry. You're welcome.
Alright, there we go. Now I can. It's loading. I'm not gonna say anything yet.
Oh wait, I forgot the units down there. Dang it. That's pretty bad that I forgot them. We're gonna just do... Yeah, I'm fine with that. Then we, in fact, do something like that. And then we could do... Ah, that was the wrong button. That's fine. Yeah, this is one of the more irritating chapters in randomizers, just because, you can just have a really hard time if your units are pretty garbage. You can just get kind of depressed. I believe in Molder. He can kind of just solo everything in its path. He also has infinite inventory slots. Because he has access to the convoy.
Okay, yeah, I totally know what that is.
Sorry, I'm just realizing that I'm not playing on a file that has beat the game before. If you play on a file that has beat the game before, you can speed up your unit's movement by holding the equivalent of the A button while they move. I don't have that unlocked because I haven't beaten the video game before, or I could just be talking out on my rear end because I know that's a thing in the previous game on the GBA. And I think it's in this one because it's the same engine. But I'm not noticing a speed up when I click A. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about, with Wyverns being busted and the Steel Lance being pretty great on Molder for the extra 3 damage. Because now he's getting just barely the 2-hit KO threshold. We want speed and strength, my dude. Defense is nice and all that. But our goal is speed and strength. Yeah, no way you're hitting that. What?! So, I don't know if I've explained this yet, but Fire Emblem runs on a system of 2RN. And what that means is the number it tells you, that's your hit chance and your their hit chance, is actually just lying to you. They're just straight up lying to you.
Oh.
What that number actually is... So, instead of, what's the best way to put this? Oh wow, the archer rolled high on stats. Basically, say it's a 70, so it displays a 80% chance to hit me. Like right there, it's 32% chance to hit me. The game will roll RNG twice, So it'll roll a number 1 through, like, 0 through 99, 0 being 100. And if it gets a number lower than 32, or maybe it's lower or equal to 32, I don't remember the exact, then it hits. But it rolls the number twice and averages them. So essentially, the lower your hit rate, the lower it actually is. So like a 10% hit rate is more like a 2% hit rate. A 19% is more like a 10% hit rate. Maybe even like a 7% hit rate. 50% is 50%, 52 is like 53, 92 is like a 99.7. So that 97 is almost like, it's like a 99.8. It's something stupidly unlike, like, so it's, because people perceive probabilities incorrectly. They're like, oh, it's a 90% hit, which means I always hit. Which is just a flat out lie, because statistics and all that, you know? Come on, strength and speed. Well, we got one of them. So that's how that works. I shouldn't, it's fine. It's fine. This route works just okay. Now I kill you. Kill you. Do this to you. I kill you. Got a door key, set an iron lance, that's fine. Yeah, so the convoy that you were that I mentioned earlier is essentially Molder, because he replaced Erica as the main lord. Gets the convoy. The convoy is any unit that ends the turn next to Molder, or Molder itself, can access the supply. Which has 100 slots of inventory, or maybe it's 1,000 slots. It's a stupid high number. Let's see. Yeah, no, it's 100. It's got that many slots of inventory. And you can just access it and put stuff in the convoy, take stuff out of the convoy, etc. So, essentially, he has infinite inventory. We're gonna do this a little slower than I normally would. Just because everyone's so wounded. I'm so out of practice using the hotkeys. So, like, there's a button that will put you to your next available unit. And I'm taking more time than it would just to scroll over to that unit to find the hotkey, because I'm so not used to it. Also, that's reinforcements right there. Now, for our insightful commentary from One Fury.
Oh. He's moving.
And keep up the good work, my dear sir.
Incredible game.
And yes, I am eating some units. Kind of. They should look like they're being eaten. Come and get me, suckers. Do you want to watch Molder? This is what's called enemy phase gameplay. Sacred Stones is an enemy phase based game, which means, oh, nice crit, means you can make a whole lot more progress on enemy phase and on most maps than you can on player phase, and you're seeing that right here. The only GBA game that's not as much of an enemy phase game is the 6. It's Fire Emblem 6. It's where Roy comes from. If you're a like Smash Bros fan. Roy's actually garbage in that game, but the thing with Fire Emblem 6 is hit rates in general are much lower. The weapons you'll see me spamming later on, and like javelins and hand axes, are much worse. They have way lower hit, they're much heavier, they do less damage in Fire Emblem 6. And so, and like unit stats as a whole are just not as good compared to the enemies. Enemies just have higher, and it's called higher enemy quality. Nice crit. And as a result, you can't just send one unit into a massive horde of the enemies and just kill them all. Now, the reason why javelins and hand axes are important is because, what's it? Javelins and hand axes are important because they have 2 range. They can hit 2 spaces away. So, say you're fighting an archer or something like that. You want to be able to counterattack them on on the enemy phase, right? So to do that, you have to have a 2-range weapon, because archers attack from 2 spaces away, so that's why javelins are good. They just allow you to hit more enemies on the enemy phase. Any more insightful commentary from the Fury?
Once again, he's kind of moving.
Well, you're about to start talking right now.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You're the guy on the right.
Okay. I have no idea what voice to give him. I'm just not going to give him one. General Seth.
Well met, Kyle. I never thought for a moment you could be bested easily.
No, sir. And I never doubted that I would see you again.
Kyle, about Orson. Scott Wells.
We heard it all. Unbelievable, isn't it? The facts are facts.
Yes, if Orson can turn his back on Renee, we remaining knights have to work all the harder to prove ourselves. Let's go, Kyle.
Yes, sir.
See, a nice little brief conversation. Let's drop the unit and just sit down. Crap, I didn't want him to kill it. It's fine. As long as he doesn't get double attacked by the enemy. Good level up. I think he's fine. Yeah, because I know he doesn't kill that one. So another unit can't replace it and attack him. And then La Rochelle is showing the weaknesses of the assassin class as a whole, is that they just don't kill things. Who'd have thunk it? Assassins just don't kill things in this video game. Of course there's a javelin guy there. So we're gonna check out on Molder here, doing fine, kinda soloing the entire map. That's a little inconvenient that he doesn't one-hit. 1 defense, wow. So our boys need a little bit of help over here. So we're gonna do a little thing called Thunder. Do you have a vulnerary? You don't have a vulnerary. Do you have a vulnerary? You don't have a vulnerary. But you do have an elixir. I think you're fine to do that. How do you fare against these guys? Not well. You in fact kinda just barely live. we're gonna do this. You can attack him. He kills you. Very good. You can attack him. Yeah, I think Seth just barely lives. Both of their combined attacks. And then you get healed up. Wow, you really are just being quiet.
Yeah, I am, unfortunately.
We need to get a couple more people in the call to liven things up.
I'm probably just gonna go.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that whenever. I'm probably gonna call it at the end of this chapter. It's less entertaining when it's just me, because you guys are really the entertainers.
I see. God. Alright, I'm gonna go now.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
That's probably really dumb of me, just running up there where I can get, like, swarmed by 8 bajillion enemies. It's fine, though. I have an elixir, I believe. Should have used a Vulnerary. Vulnerary is only heal 10, and I was exactly 10 down. And elixirs healed you to full, so it was kind of a waste of an elixir. They're more pricey. Oh, thieves are here. I don't like thieves. They show up and just try and steal your stuff. But he dies now. They can steal items directly out of your inventory. And that one is gonna go get this chest and take it away. I want whatever is in the chest. I can't remember what it is. It's been a bit too long since I've last played the video game. And Mimi is coming well on her way to getting a higher staff rank. The goal with her is get her to, is Warp A or B? I think it's A. Once we get her to A rank, there's going to be a staff later on that she'll be able to use. And that staff is rather wonderful. You can use it to skip entire chapters. Ooh, level up. So, the reason why I always say strength and speed, please, is because those are essentially the best offensive stats that like, defense and HP are nice. Resistance is not particularly important most of the time, because a lot of units have good just base resistance, good enough, and you're not really using it all that often because, well, there's not a whole lot of mages to fight in general. Now, the reason La Rochelle gets so much less experience than the others is she is a promoted class. Once you get to level 10 and find a certain item, these are weapon ranks, is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah, she's at B rank, which is really quite good. But promoted classes they get better stats, they get using more weapons, sometimes they get a skill, and better movement. Are the draws of the promoted classes. And you can get to a promoted class once you reach level 10 and find a certain promotion item. And then you use the item, and then, yeah, you, stop gaining as much experience, of course, because you're, an upgraded class. See, Molder's, I wanted to promote soonish, just because it makes him so much better than he already is. And, he does kind of struggle on some of these enemy phases, against that mage, 10 damage from Thunder is pretty substantial. Seeing as, look how many mages there are right now. It's nice that he one-hits them. And just promoted stats just give him more ability to just kind of go out and kill things on his own. But also, he can't level up past 20, and he's already at 18. And promoting him would reset him down to level 1. Now, a lot of people won't promote their units until they get to level 20. Because they want to have their units be, like, the best they can possibly be by endgame. But realistically, you're not getting a unit to... Ooh, silencer? No, just normal crit. Realistically, you're not getting a unit to level 20, promoting it, and then getting it to level 20. You might get one of those happening in your playthrough. But there's just not enough game time for it to be that much worth it. And, like, I really appreciate the promotion bonuses earlier. Same reason why I usually use a stat booster the same chapter I get the stat booster. Just because... oh, he actually lives one. Wow. Just because I like having the benefits of the stat booster before... like, earlier, rather than later. It makes my getting to the later chapters easier. Oh, well, you healed Seth. That's fine. We can... Oh, so what I accidentally did there was called a rescue. And it's essentially where you take a unit, you grab a unit, and you can carry them. Oh, why are you in the wall? Randomizing the game can sometimes do that. Is that it messes up some stuff. Wait, it's a longbow? Oh, that's really irritating. Too bad longbows are actually garbage. Longbows can attack from 3 spaces away. And they're pretty rare, so you don't usually expect them. But, of course, there was a longbow there. Oh, and if my recording sounds any different than it usually is, that's because it is. I'm sitting in an Airbnb on a bed somewhere. Yeah, unfortunately, being clipped into a wall doesn't let you clip through everything. That would be extremely convenient. Should do this. Because I trust La Rochelle to pretty much go ham and do whatever. Yeah. Okay, back to the game. Whenever I click off, it pauses the game. There's also a thing called weapon triangle. Weapon triangle is where swords beat axes, axes beat lances, lances beat swords. And by beat, it means you get an additional 10% hit rate and 1 damage, and you take 1 less damage. If you have an advantage in the triangle. That's weapon triangle. Does Mulder kind of kill this guy on his own? Kinda does. Wait, is it to seize or kill the boss? Okay. Again, probably should have been a bone marrow usage. Alright, that's a decent chunk of damage, but you missed. Oh, another longbow guy. I actually probably was in range of death. That opposing longbowman doesn't really matter. In the grand scheme of things, he's kind of irrelevant. 7 damage doesn't worry me much. Was Noel actually in risk of death there? He definitely probably was. Depends on how much the longbowman does to him. But since neither of them hit, we're fine. As you can tell, I'm not playing the safest. Mainly because, old habits die hard. Used to, what's it called? I'm used to newer Fire Emblem stuff and SRPG Studio, where if you're in range of the enemy, there's a line drawn between you and the enemy that shows you're in range of an enemy. It's really convenient. and I quite appreciate it. Attack with your Light Brand. So Light Brand's a weird sword. It gets advantage against dark magic because it's like infused with light magic, but only if you attack from like 2 range. Because it's a magic sword, you can attack from 2 range. It's got an interesting history. Used to just always do 20 damage if you attacked twice. It would just ignore the opponent's defense and all that, and just do a set flat 10 each time. Do you have a lockpick? Yes, you do. Lovely stuff. Just keep spamming heal on Mimi. It's the only way she'll ever level up. But also, probably more importantly, that's how you get the staff rank on her. Molder is... we can just kill you because I don't like you. Our short spear's gone. That's fine. We can pick up a bunch of javelins in the next couple chapters. Ephraim actually was at range to a crit there. The crit's 2 or 3 times damage. I always forget. They're really scary, but they're really rare. Die already. We can set you on breaking down the wall. Do you want to do the honor, Seth? Yes, you do. Silver sword, that's pretty good. Go to the convoy. So assassins are the promoted version of thieves, and they lose the ability to steal, but they retain the ability to use lockpicks. There it is! I was hoping there'd be one of these. Perfect. That is our ideal. What level are you? Perfect. After this chapter, because I feel like why not get into level 20 if you actually can? Let's get him to level 20. And then promote him. Because an Elysian Whip is the promotion item for Wyvern Knights and Pegasus Knights. It's rather unlikely that we will be seeing a Pegasus Knight in this playthrough, because it's in the way that it's randomized. I have it so that I did this specifically so we wouldn't get a ton of Pegasus Knights. I have it so that only females can reclass into Pegasus Knights randomly, because Pegasus Knights are usually a female-only class. And as such, there's an option in the randomizer that says, it's like, no cross-gender reclassing or something like that. So you can't get female fighters, and you can't get male Pegasus Knights. And I did that mostly just so I wouldn't get a bunch of Pegasus Knights, because Pegasus Knights are actually really busted. They're like Wyvern Knights, except... oh, Angelic Robe is quite good too. It increases your speed by 7... your HP by 7. I think La Rochelle could actually really benefit it from that, because her defenses are high enough, but like sometimes she's in range of... if like 3 to 4 enemies hit her, or like just a combination of too many enemies get a hit on her, she dies. Molder is gonna be fine because of the promotion bonuses he's about to get. So let's go to the supply and grab something that'll be decent to kill the boss with. Lovely stuff. My men were unable to finish the job, were they? It falls on me to show you my own special brand of power. Please no Aegis procs. He procced Aegis. I hate that. It's the general special. That was rather unlikely. He has a 1% chance to proc that. That skill that you saw, where he just didn't take damage. That's a thing he can do, because he's a general. It's a really bad skill, but like people like generals because they like the, oh, but I have so much HP and defense, and I can use in this game, just in this game, they can use all 3 weapons, lances, swords, and axes. That's just a this game thing. Most of them, they can just use just lances and axes. So that's overkill, damn it, we'll do this. It's fine. We take another round of combat, and he doesn't crit on us. I want Mulder to get the kill, because I want him to get all the XP. Yeah, so we were never at risk of... I'm pretty sure it's only a 1% chance. Like, pretty dang sure. Because I know it's level-based, like, the chance to proc Aegis is contingent on what your level is. And I don't think it takes into account pre-promoted level. So I'm doing a take drop here. Oh, no, that's a take and talk on accident. Take drop, so the healer that I had to heal my Mulder was in range of the General's Javelin. Or maybe it's a spear, I didn't check. I just know he is an option that hits 2 spaces away. And I didn't want her to die, so I rescued her with a unit, which put her on that unit space, and then I had another unit walk over and take her. So they were now holding her, and then they could drop her in an open space, and that's how she got all the way down there. The rescue drop system is one of the most interesting systems in the GBA games. So he levels up, he gets a pretty bad level up, but it doesn't matter, he's still really busted. And now we end turn and seize the throne. Brother. I worried you, didn't I, Erica? And you as well, General. No, not at all. We're happy you're safe. But tell me, Prince, do you know of Orson's treachery against you and all of Renee? Yes. Though I thought I learned of it all too late, after we'd been trapped at Renville. I still find it difficult to believe that after all his years of service to Renee, I am morally responsible for his plight. Ephraim. Ew! I hate her. She is I think she's like 10,000-year-old dragon baby. Ephraim! What is it, Myrrh? Something's coming. It's drawing near. Dark, big, and great in number. Oh no! I understand. It looks like we should get out of here. Brother? This girl? Her hair is indigo. Where did... Oh, that's what you worry about with her? You see a purple-haired girl. You're bright blue, my girl. Oh, that's a long story. Ah! My throat is not happy with me. For now, we must move. Suffice it to say that Emperor Vigard has enlisted some otherworldly powers. We must warn everyone of the danger. There goes the trap, and we go to a new journey. We're about to go to our route split, I believe. Dot. What is it, Erica? I was thinking about Leon. The last time we saw him was 1.5 years ago. This is gonna be interesting. Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, a teammate just pinged the Discord, and I want to watch their game, so we're gonna speed through this. So they're gonna have a flashback to a previous memory. Like they're practicing. This is Leon. He's really cool. So they're just prepping for a trip. He's being really polite. She overslept and didn't go to the temple for prayer because of that. And yeah, he's being like, but faith is a good thing. Ephraim's like, it's fine, you don't need to pray every time. And then Erica's like, Father McGregor would scold you for that. And Ephraim's like, please don't joke about that. So what have you decided to pray for? Erica's like, I'm not telling you. Ephraim's like, wow, you're so boring, sister. And Leon's like, change of subject. How about you, Ephraim? And Ephraim's like, I want to be a better fighter. And they're like, what do you pray for, Leon? And he's like, I want everyone to be happy. Yeah. Then they're just like spouting off stuff they learned from Father McGregor. and they're just talking something about romanticism, foreshadowing General Dussel from later. And then Erica's like, you were born to be the Emperor of Grado, it suits you. And then he's like, that's really hard, it's hard watching my father just like always deal with the complaining people, and he's so tired and I want to help him. And they're like, yeah. You're so skinny, I doubt anyone would not notice you're not really a man. Erica gets pissed at her brother. They're just having a good old time as friends. They're reminiscing. They're like, huh, how's Leon doing? We don't know. Then we have... yeah, they're just kind of... this is like the formalities stage. They're just happy that you've been brought back. Prince Inez is back. They just talk for a bit. We're just recapping pretty much the other stuff. This entire part serves as like a retrospective on the story so far, and this is where things are going to start launching into everything. Yes, you're being invited to a war council. No more time for pleasantries. Basically, we're going to attack Grado directly. And we don't know, like, he's like, well, we still don't know why Grado attacked in the first place. Erica's like, well, they're trying to destroy the Sacred Stones. And then he's like, I'm really confused about why they want to do that, but we will protect our Sacred Stone with all that we have. Then Ephraim's like, hey, little girl, it's time for you to share your story. And Myrrh is like, wait, and then she reveals wings on her back. And he's like, well, so we were fighting in Grado territory, and we found Myrrh, and this is the story she told us. And then she's like, I'm too shy to tell them. And then he's like, basically, she's actually a dragon, called them, the Manichetes. They're like partial dragons. They turn into dragons to use the special stones. They live in the Darkland Woods, but one day, ominous energy from Grado, and she was sent to investigate it and was drawn into the conflict. They stole her dragon stone, so she's basically useless now, and Ephraim stumbled on her by chance. And then a soldier's like, Majesty, I bring word. The tower holding the sacred stone of Frelia, it's been destroyed by the Grado army. He's like, wait, huh? How, who, when, where, why, how, excuse me? What are the soldiers that were on watch? They were supposed to be many. The enemy forces were led by Kalek of the Tiger Eye and Selena Flurspar. Our soldiers fell even before half a day had passed. Selena Flurspar, only General Dussel is higher in Emperor Vigard's esteem. She's the one. She came personally. Do they really wish to see the Sacred Stone destroyed? Blast. Cut to the Tower of Valny. Kalek just goes and murks somebody. As we've seen, soldiers are actually garbage. The soldier class, not like soldiers, but that's what the green spirit guys are. They look pretty cool, but their stats are literally garbage. That's the Sacred Stone being broken. Ha! So this hunk of rock is the Sacred Stone, eh? So much fuss over something as fragile as this. Watch, it crumbles so easily. Do we gain anything by this? Not that I care, but... Black-hearted fool, what have you done? Without the stone's protection, the horrors will spread. Huh? What's this? Still breathing, are you? Come, if you have any last words, I'll hear of them, fool of Frelia. You monster. You waste your last words on insult, and feeble ones at that. Hardly the right note to enter the Eternal One on. The Eternal on, wouldn't you say? We'll die then. Hold. What are you doing, Kalek? Our job was to destroy the Sacred Stone. I know that. And I crushed it, did I not? But if we don't clean up these Freelian curs, they might. You do not raise your blade to anyone who is powerless to resist you. The Emperor does not desire that we kill without cause. That would be murder. Right, the Emperor. Your name's Selena, ain't it? Tell me, Selena, what makes that pasty-faced old fool's word so important? Wretch, Do you dare insult his Imperial Majesty? Hey, I'm joking. Don't get so worked up. I get it now, you're a true and loyal soldier. I'm leaving before Freelia sends reinforcements. Coming. ... So we're meeting a lot of characters really fast, and I'm speeding through this. But, yeah, most of this is just a recap of stuff we already know, and the story really kicking into gear. So their Sacred Stone is destroyed, which means more evil monsters are gonna pop up. So he's like, first we have to warn the nations that to protect their Sacred Stones. Gehenna and Roston are the only remaining nations with the Sacred Stones intact. Erica's like, do you think they'll believe us? He's like, that's a hard thing to do. Prince Inez is like, I'll help. I'll go. Yeah, a direct visit from the Prince of Freelia is not something they can ignore. I will travel to Gehenna, where I can forge an alliance with the Queen. If our Sacred Stone has been destroyed, then Freelia could be in greater danger. Father, I cannot let you leave the nation in such a time of crisis. It is imperative that I be the one to go. Erica's like, I'll go to Roston then. Ephraim's like, well, I don't want you to be in danger, but she's like, I'm fine. I will go by ship across the North Sea. There will be no danger. I will fight as you have until Renee is liberated. Ephraim's like, I understand. Then he's like, I will take the troops and march on the Imperial capital. Straight head on. He's just gonna march up to Great Oak Keep with his, like, whatever army he gets, or just a couple of his soldiers, and just attempt to take Great Oak Keep. Yeah, Ephraim's great. Like, this character is hyped. The other's like, we'll warn the other nations. Ephraim's like, I'm gonna go to Grato's capital, take their castle, and kill their emperor. And once you reach the capital, the guards generals will be waiting there for you. If they oppose us, we will fight. Yeah, and he's like, okay, I trust all three of you with your missions. Inez to Gehenna, Erica to Roston, and Ephraim to the Imperial capital. Funding you will have, but of soldiers we will have few to spare. For each of you a difficult road awaits. Ephraim doesn't need soldiers, he just kinda solos things. Except not in this randomizer, because he's kinda bad. They each, the Fire Emblem thing where each person gets a quote. We get a lot of money. And then Erica and Ephraim are gonna be like, I don't want you to go. Like, Ephraim's like, I don't want you to go, I'd rather you wait here for my return. Erica's like, I can do this, plus my route's easier. Haha, it actually is. Erica's route is considered significantly easier than Ephraim's. Yeah, and then she's like, I believe in you, Ephraim. Yeah, and then Ephraim's like, let us both survive to be reunited. Eric and Ephraim will now part ways. Which of them will you accompany? And this is where we click a save state. So here's the thing. I really want to go with Ephraim, because I like the map more. I like the maps a whole lot more. But Erica randomized into Molder, our best unit by far. So we're losing Molder if we go with Ephraim. So maybe I'm gonna actually have to start playing the video game. Basically, Ephraim planned on having all of the people stick with Erica, but they're like, no, we actually want to help you. Yeah, we're never going into the Tower of Volney. That's unnecessary. And, that's where we're gonna call it for this one. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed. Sorry about the lack of fellow commentators and my poor ability to explain Fire Emblem. But if you're watching this, it's probably because you're dedicated, and because it's like, this is a 10 subscriber channel that posts GSCOU content, and I'm doing a Fire Emblem randomized playthrough. So you gotta be somewhat insane to be watching this to the end.